Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here. It's everybody's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. And these market statistics are for Hillsborough County for May 2021. Now, you might be looking around here and notice that in a little bit different locations. So this is I'm actually recording this before an open house that I have scheduled. And just found some time, just thought I'd knock this out a little bit and also kind of show you me out and about doing the thing. You might be asking yourself, Kyle, why are these market statistics for May? Aren't we already in July? And the reason why is it takes a little bit of time for the Realtor organization to get the numbers together and compile them into this beautiful report. Also, Realtors are a little relaxed in putting the information in, so we have to give some buffer to really get that solid concrete information. Otherwise, if you pull it up to the day, a lot of times there will be some variation as realtors slowly enter the information in. The other thing to remember about this is that we are comparing statistics year over year, not month to month. Your typical year has a natural ebb and flow when it comes to home sales. So, for example, in Florida, we kind of follow the school schedule. So our low points are going to be usually May, June, and around August. If it was up north, obviously the winter time is going to be the low point because, let's face it, people don't want to walk through the snow to go look at a house. So we compare year over year. So we are comparing May 2021 numbers to May 2020 numbers. And the one thing you might remember about May 2020 is that we were still pretty early days of the pandemic. There was a lot of caution and basically big changes in the real estate market. So if you want to watch the May 2020 video, feel free to go. I'll post a link below to the old video just so you can watch it there. So whenever the pandemic hits, we basically chopped the number of homes being put up for sale drastically, and also the number of buyers was cut drastically. The issue is that the number of buyers came back in force in around July of last year. But the number of listings did not pick up. The people that were tentative or hesitant to put their home up for sale, either for health reasons or they were just looking to kind of hunker down and just make sure to protect their assets, they decided not to sell. So we had a lot of demand and very limited supply. We have had a little bit of change with that this month. I saw faint glimmers of sunshine if you're looking to buy last month. And it does solidify a little bit this month. We're still quite a ways away from any major change in the current market trend of rising prices, but the light has gotten a little bit bigger for me. The light has gotten a little bit bigger in my opinion. These numbers are for Pinellas County for May 2021. So let's just dive in right off the bat here, right? So number of closed sales in Pinellas County for single family homes is up 60.4% from 786 to 1,261. That is a pretty big jump. So we have fewer houses for sale than ever, but we're selling more than ever. Tell me how that works. This next statistics here, I usually don't go over this that much, but honestly, there's been such a drastic change in this that I wanted to mention it. So the number of homes that are paid in cash has gone up 140.9% from 181 houses to 436 houses last month. Next metric I don't really go over that often. So this next metric, paid in cash. So typically this usually means how many cash investors are in the market. That's just kind of typical what you would see during, let's say, 2019 or something like that. However, I wanted to bring this to your attention because it has significantly increased, 140% to 436, and that's up from 181. So the reason I wanted to point this out is just to illustrate how the nature of many offers have changed. Historically, cash offers were a little bit less than asking, a little bit less to quite a bit less than asking price, and then the conventional offers were usually a little bit higher. But what's happened now is a lot of people are pulling equity out of their house or other properties, or selling stocks or investment accounts, and using that cash to put forward the best offer possible. And that's also backed up by the median percent of original list price received, which basically is how much is the purchase contract versus the asking price, and that's currently sitting at 100%. Honestly, and that's for every property. Honestly, if it is a good house in great condition, it's probably going to sell for more than the asking price. That's just the current market, and that's thanks to the low supply that we have. Dollar volume has gone up 104% in 12 months, from 286 million to 585 million. The thing to keep in mind with those sorts of stats is that May 2020 was a little bit of an outlier because of the drop in both buyers and listings because of COVID. So, grain of salt, a lot of times on this you really need to compare to 2019 numbers to see. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit. It's especially the new listings. That's where things get kind of interesting. So the number of new listings, speak the devil, is up 13.3% to 1,366. And so that's 13% more than last year, which, remember, we had a drop. But the interesting thing is that compared to 2019, we are actually in line, which means we're actually higher than we should be. And the reason why is because for the last few years, year over year, the subsequent year has been less than before. So we've had a steady, 4, 5, 6% drop in the number of listings year over year. The exception of 2020, where we had a huge drop. But now we've actually rebounded from that, and we're having more listings. It's still going to take a very long time for that inventory to build through the number of buyers currently in the market. The problem, quote unquote, currently, or like what's really driving the market, is the number of buyers that are in the market. There's a ton of demand compared to the number of homes that are available. So total number of homes for sale, which, so this is going to be every house that's actively listed for sale, has dropped 55% from 2,169 to 971. Again, this is a grain of salt because the May 2020 numbers are a little weird because of COVID. Now, I do want to dive into some of these metrics by price point, because the truth is that a $1 million house sells for a little bit different than a $200,000 house. So, for example, we're looking at closed sales by sales price. So there's a clear line where under a certain price there are a lot fewer homes for sale, and more than that there are more homes for sale. We didn't create a bunch of new homes in those price points. What has actually happened is that what used to be like a $180,000 house has now slid up to a $230,000 to a $280,000 house, depending upon where it's at. So that's why it looks like there's a whole lot of new, more expensive houses for sale. But what's really happened is prices across the spectrum have moved up to higher price categories. 50 to 100,000 is down 53.8% to a total of 6. $100 to $150,000 is down 66.7 to 13. 150 to 200 is down 44%, total of 57. So if you're looking under 200,000, there's not a lot available in Pinellas County. At the 200,000 mark, you start to see a few more compared to last year. Now, it doesn't mean that we magically created and sold more of those houses. It just means that there are more houses in that price point that have sold. So 250 to 300,000 is up 63.8%. 300 to 400,000 is up 95.7% to 315. And 400 to 600,000 is up 169% to 294. So drastic differences. Median time to contract, I'm not going to go over this too much in depth, but basically this is how long something is on the market before it goes under contract. Down basically 50 to 75% across the board, which is nuts. The only thing that is more than 7 days is $1 million or more, and that's down to 18 days, which is still blisteringly quick. Looking at the total number of new listings, again, we kind of have that split at $250,000. So below $250,000, there's a lot fewer houses that were listed for sale, and more than $250,000, there's a lot more. So $100 to $150,000 is down 45.2% to 23. $150 to $200,000 is down 55% to 59. $300 to $400,000 is, and then once we hit that split at $250, things go up. So $300 to $400,000 is up 41.8% to 356. $400 to $600,000 is up 67% to 334, and so on and so forth. Total inventory by current listing price, so this is everything that's actively for sale. Across the board is basically down like 40%, 50%, 60%. Just, yeah, crazy, crazy low numbers. $250,000 to $300,000 is down 58.2% to 115. $300,000 to $400,000 is down 40% to 205. $600,000 to $1 million is down 61% to 128. Out here. So the doom and gloom page here, this is going to be foreclosures and short sales. So just keep in mind, these are artificially depressed currently because we do have a moratorium on foreclosures. So banks usually aren't going to pursue these until they know that they can actually get something accomplished with it. Now, you know, a lot of people think that there's going to be tens of thousands of foreclosures that are going to come up once this moratorium is lifted. I'm never one to say that something is impossible. I think it's unlikely. And primary reason being why is because the government has implemented requirements and programs from lenders where they have to try to work with people to try to get them current and up to date on their mortgages. So it's not like 2009 is basically like you didn't pay, you're going to foreclosure. Now there are incentives from the government for the lender to work and to try to get people up to date to get out of that foreclosure situation. So again, nothing's impossible. There could be tens of thousands of foreclosures. We really don't know, but I feel the likelihood is low, just because we are so close to the Great Recession. I feel that the powers that be should hopefully do everything within their power to try to prevent that flood of supply coming on the market. So again, take these numbers with a grain of salt because they are artificially depressed. But number of foreclosures is down 64.7%, down 6. And the number of short sales was actually 0, which is nuts. Yeah, that's crazy. So out of 1,261 sales, there were 0 short sales, which is absurd. So I want to thank you for listening to my market statistics video. If you have any questions about purchasing or selling a home in the Tampa Bay area, please feel free to leave me a comment or feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 813-323-7396. You can reach me via email, kyle@sassergroup.com. If you would want more information on a beautiful waterfront condo like this, feel free to reach out. This one's actually still a pretty good value. Asking price on this one's $295,000. There's also a boat lift literally right out the back door here, also available for purchase. This is located in Coquina Key in Saint Petersburg, Florida. So thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, there will be a contact link below, and thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon.